I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review, and this is actually a PayPal request for Jamison. Thank you so much for that. If anyone wants to request pretty much any type of video, review, re-review, movie topic, or just any type of topic, doesn't just have to be movies, reaction, I think pretty much whatever, you can request it either directly to my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I apologize for my voice and such because I'm a bit under the weather, but doing the best that I can. Again, I apologize. So just keep myself hydrated for that. But Jamison, one of my thoughts on the pilot to Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which is known as Emissary. Now, I didn't grow up really at all with Deep Space Nine. I mean, I say I'm a Star Trek fan, but to be honest, that's more of a fan of the original series and original movies. So I guess I'm one of those Star Trek fans, because I love the first 6 movies, yes, including Part 5. I enjoyed the original show, yes, even parts of Season 3. I like the cartoon, which has the voice of the cast. The other Star Trek was just never... I was never big in. I was never that much into. I reviewed a couple Next Generation episodes because they were requests, and you know they were decent, mainly for the cast. I mean, you got Picard, Patrick Stewart, you got Jonathan Frakes, LeVar Burton as Geordi, and I mean this shit's better than the shit you have nowadays. As you see, my body's ready to puke. Think of that shit. I have reviewed all the Star Trek movies. If people are interested, they're on the channel. I like the first 6. Generations can suck my dick. I like First Contact. Insurrection can kiss my ass. It's so fucking boring. It needs to kiss my ass to wake me up. Nemesis is like, oh, we made a remake of Star Trek 2, but shitty. And then J.J. Abrams, fuck him and his lens flares and bullshit. And then fuck the new shows. Deep Space Nine, though, it is interesting that they went on a different path to be centered on this one space station. Funny enough, I grew up with a show that was like that, but it was Babylon 5. Because back in the day in high school, yeah, it was in high school, early days of high school, I would come home and there would always be a certain series of episodes. It'd be like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then Babylon 5, and then something else, and I would just watch a block of those, and like every day would be the next episode, so you go through a whole season pretty quickly. I can't tell you a damn thing that I remember about Babylon 5, but I remember enjoying it. I'd probably say, for what I remember, I would enjoy Babylon 5 more than this, if you're talking about... Because, at least when you got to Season 2, you had Bruce Bochleitner as the lead. And I like some of the other supporting characters as well. And Bruce Bochleitner, I do think, is a better actor than Avery Brooks. I've seen Avery Brooks and stuff. I don't think he's the best actor, though. I mean, just sometimes when he does his line of dialogue... This comes from a guy that likes William Shatner. So, but his attack of the English language is fun and entertaining. Avery Brooks... Maybe he gets better, to be fair. Maybe he gets better throughout the show. But he plays the main character, Cisco, who has a history where his wife died and the ship was destroyed 3 years ago. That's when Picard was kidnapped and made to be part of the Borg. And him and the Borg destroyed that. So he has a bit of animosity to Picard. And when he assumes command space station, Patrick Stewart is in the pilot. And Cisco goes, "Fuck you, motherfucker." No, he doesn't know. "Fuck you, bald head, nipple head, piece of... Fuck you, nipple head." No, he doesn't say any of that. Maybe in his head. But he goes, "Hey, when I'm done, get me the fuck out of here." And then Picard is like, "Fuck you and your hubris." Again, they don't say that. They would say that now in the fucking new shows. They say more fucks than I do. Like, wow, this is a different Star Trek I remember. But... even though he has some animosity to it, he takes the command space station Deep Space Nine. Of the characters, I like Cole Meany as Miles O'Brien, the Chief Operations Officer. I've seen Cole Meany in other stuff before Deep Space Nine. He was in Con Air. He's a guy where he's with John Cusack, and it's his car that just dropped. "Isn't that your car?" So I remember from Con Air. He's been in other stuff too. I always enjoyed him as an actor, as a personality. And so, oh cool, I remember that guy. I can't remember all the other movies. I know I've seen him in other stuff, but the one that came to mind was Con Air. So it was cool to see him in this. Other people, you have Kira, who's a Bajoran female officer. She's the station's executive officer. Pretty much kind of looked like a kind of humanoid, but she has this little thing in her middle of her face on her nose, and a little bit different. You have Quark, which, even though I haven't seen the show, I've heard of the character Quark, and I know the actor. I've seen him in other stuff. He's not in this too much, but he's 2 or 3 times as a gambler and thief, and they keep him there because, hey, you get people involved, and as long as you don't fuck people over, you keep your operation going. Odo, which seems like an interesting character because he's a shapeshifter. He can turn his gel or whatever goop and go wherever he wants, and he's the head of security. Dax, this character who I guess deals with a joint species of symbiosis, and I guess the previous host was a friend of Cisco, and so she, again, looks human, but like a lot of fucking liver spots. That's what they look like. Then you have this doctor, I forget his name, but he's almost like, ooh, I broke a nail, dead weight type of male version of that. So I would say, I can't judge the characters because I didn't watch the show. In first impressions, I would say, I didn't mind Kira because she seemed like she a little bit of a badass. I like Cole Meany. First impressions, Dax I was indifferent with her character. The doctor seemed like he might get on my nerves. But he would still do his job, to be fair. Odo, not sure. Maybe interesting because what he can do physically. Cisco, I'm not sure about his acting because like, even in the beginning he's like, we can't leave her. And I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think of a line Dalek he would say, but let's say he's talking about meeting with Picard. Listen, I am going to meet with Picard. I want you to stay here and man the area. I just don't think he was... Maybe he gets better, but in first impression I would go, can you cast someone else? Is Idris Elba too young? No, he's probably too young. Well, you're not going to get someone like Denzel. How about LeVar Burton? Can't he just come back and be the star? Like Geordi LaForge, he becomes the commander of Deep Space Nine? Like, LeVar Burton was a better actor. Like, can you get someone else? So, again, I'm not sure about Avery Brooks as an actor. People are going to have to let me know in the comments who watch the show, including my good friend Michael O'Keen. Does Avery Brooks get better after this pilot? Why don't you show footage? Because a lot of times if you do, at least with me, you get blocked with Star Trek. So, I mean, the story, it's... The interesting part of the story is the introduction of the characters, whether I liked or disliked them. Pretty much they did a wormhole. They find a wormhole, which it didn't really make me think of Babylon 5, so I don't... Which came first, this or Babylon 5? Because that dealt with a wormhole as well. And him and this character Dax go through the wormhole because they're looking for these orbs. Then she pretty much just kicked out. He's left there. And there's these ethereal beings that are higher above humans, which made me think of the... God, what was the name of them in Babylon 5? I swear it starts with a V. Not the Voltons, the Vultures. Fuck. It's been forever since I've seen Babylon 5. And to be honest, I didn't really get much into it until the second season. So maybe that's why I'm giving a little bit of leeway. Why I can't say I was really a big fan of the episode. I'm giving leeway because I probably said the same about... Well, I did review the first Babylon 5. Someone requested that. I would say I liked that more than this, based on first episodes. But I even said in Babylon 5, it was until season 2 where I got more into it. But Babylon 5 seemed like a bit more interesting with the cast of characters compared to this, and potential of the story could be more interesting. Even the story itself, where one of the ambassadors gets sick and is dying and the captain is framed and what's going on. Here, pretty much Avery Brooks just standing there going through all these different timelines because they keep asking fucking questions. And ultimately leads to Avery Brooks won't let go of the past of his wife dying, and he does so. And that teaches the ethereal being something, and they let him go, and Deep Space Nine has this wormhole that they can go to different places. And the last scene is pretty much Picard passing the baton to Cisco, and Picard leaving. So again, as a story, I couldn't say I gave a rat's ass, because, okay, it's a wormhole, these figures, I don't know anything about these figures. It is a TV show, so they can only do so much on the budget, of course. At least the main character, they give it a little bit of... But at the same time, they kind of solved his problem right in the first episode. Unless they do continue that, but you think that would be something that would be interesting, is that throughout the season or throughout the show he learns to let go of his wife's death and not be so angry. But the fact that it's settled in the first episode, I wonder if there's a lot for the character to go character wise. Shit, he solved his problem with that in the first episode. Wow, okay, never mind. Of this ongoing, okay, I gotta let this go, and I gotta make peace with myself, make peace with what happened to my wife, stop being so bitter. Oh, it's solved already? Okay. But yeah, I'm not sure about Avery Brooks acting. There's one moment where, during the different time spans, he's on a beach, and he sees someone who looks like his wife, and he does this, woo! I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, he's looking at her, he's like, whoa. It just seems like this character just seems weird at times. Is that just me? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It did not make me really want to see more of the show. Because again, my favorite character is Colmini, as Miles O'Brien. And part of me is like, can't the show be about him and this Kira, this badass female officer that is taking control because the Cardassians, not the Kardashians, although they could be another villain. That'd be funny. All of a sudden, it's the Kardashians. There's no change to their appearance. It's just they're fucking Kardashians. And yep, of course, they're the villains. They travel forward through time in the Star Trek land, and they give you fucking tips on how to buy $800 purses. But the Cardassian says, what the fuck is this wormhole shit? You want control of it? Well, we want control of it. So Kira and Colmini, they have to bluff their way and say, yeah, we got a shitload of weapons, even though they don't. So again, I like those two. Odo, there's potential. The Doctor, to be fair, the Doctor didn't really have a lot to do, so it's just his first impression. He's like a prissy, well, hello, how you doing? I mean, Cisco as a kid, I didn't give a fuck about the kid, and oh, I don't have a bed. I gotta sleep on the floor. I don't know, sleep outside. Also, yeah, in the airlock for all I care. Hopefully he's not another Wesley Crusher. Although I've heard, no, that's not the case. He's not another Wesley Crusher. Even the opening music, I don't know, it was fine. I've heard that in other... Well, to be fair, the opening music I do like. I've heard that piece of music in other stuff. I've heard some of the Next Gen movies too, I believe. Not a bad piece of music. It just, I wouldn't say it's my favorite piece of music. You know, it doesn't have the cool do 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 do, or the Next Gen, which they just took the fucking theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I actually like the theme from Enterprise. It's a song, Faith of the Heart. I like that song. But, yeah, Voyager, Enterprise, I barely remember, other than Voyager at one point has a Borg named 7 of 9, and Enterprise has Scott Bakula. So, like I said, the pilot, interesting to see the pilot. I would say I like the pilot to Babylon 5 more, and I probably would like that more as a show compared to this. Because again, Bruce Boxleitner, who later comes up, I like more than Avery Brooks. Again, maybe Avery Brooks gets better. I'm sure he has some good moments, but I mean, as a consistently good actor, I don't know. I didn't mind him in movies like The Big Hit. He was in The Big Hit. I didn't mind him in that, so I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those off things where it's a pilot. Some people don't do the best on the pilot. They need to get the rust off. But, yeah, other than that, my thoughts on the pilot, Emissary. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.